Alright, so do the best I can to show the stirring of this while I do it. Let's see if I can't prop this up here and still get everything. Alright, just getting out any clumps. The dough in here. Make sure there's no dry grain in here. We're about good here. Let's get this little guy attached. Alright. That's about the most we want in here, so that's good. That's gonna be a good amount there. So now what we gotta do is just let this settle. About 15 minutes or so, then we'll start the recirculating.
They do.
Alright, so what we're doing now is just doing the second addition of water for step 2 of the step mash. Add an extra 3.5 gallons here, raise the temperature up to 46 or so. And I got a great color going on there. Nothing too exciting. Going up. Alright, so the mash is done. So that's our end product. We're sitting with grain, so it's not really an accurate number. We're at roughly 16.5 gallons there, but it's going to turn into a 15-gallon boil. Got an amazing color. It's more brown. You really can't tell because the video makes it look red, which is still a great color, but it's going to be darker than that after we boil off 4 gallons. So this is what we're looking at here. Here soon, once we got about another 3 gallons to take off the top of this before we start introducing more sparge water. And we'll do the fly sparging, of course, into here. Alright, we're still doing the sparge here. Very slow sparge, we're about 45 minutes in, about halfway through roughly. There is the grain patty. I got my Blichmann auto sparge there controlling the rate at which we introduce water in. And we are sparging at a roughly 3.5 to 4 minutes per gallon, which is going to give us somewhere between a 90-minute and 2-hour sparge time. Very important to do a slow sparge with this Munich Dunkel, make sure we're extracting properly. So we are keeping the kettle warm. We're about 205 there right now, and we are doing pretty good. We are sparging out at roughly 174 or so. a little bit higher than normal, just so we a lot of travel distance. Don't want to lose much heat, and that's just us keeping the 210s. That's keeping the boil kettle warm. Right there, you can see the mash tugs loosens the temperature. Another reason why we got that sparge. Water up a little bit higher. I got my co-brewer over here, Eric Collins. Big part of Cole's. The Cole's lager everybody likes. Cole's Campfire Lager. And we'll check back in during the boil. Alright, so here we go with the boil. Got a pretty nice boil. So we'll call rigorous as far as 15 gallons going at it with an electric burner. It's about as rigorous as you're going to get this high. Now, of course, as the volume goes down, the boil becomes more intense, but it's also what allows me to do a 15-gallon boil in a 20-gallon pot. So I don't know, so you got a little bit of steam there. Hold on, let's back away, get it cleared up. Coming back to me. More in focus. And looks like we're back. There we go. So everything's going that way, so I think you can see it better there. Going pretty strong, got a great color to it. A little bit more brown than what the camera is showing. Looks a little more red on the camera, but it's actually a little bit more brown in real life. We are at roughly, what is that, 13? No, about 14.5 gallons there. So we have a little bit more to boil down, about 3.5 gallons to boil down, and about an hour and a half to do it in. So that sounds about right. Losing about a half gallon per, losing a gallon per half hour. So things are going well. Smells amazing, looking good. See all the protein there built up into the sight glass. We already got our first hop addition. That was 3 ounces of the Tettnang. We're going to do another ounce of Hallertau, and with 15 minutes left, and another ½ ounce at flame out. So it gives you an idea of what we're looking at. Still got quite some time, a little bit of cleanup left. So as you can see, a little bit of mess already happening during cleanup. Can't clean up without making a mess. All the grains out. We're gonna get right there, drop that off in the trash, and that's about it. It's basically it's all over but the crying now. Get those last couple hop additions, get it down to 11 gallons, and then we will put it through the Blichmann therminator here, bring it down to temp, and toss it over here to be lagered. But yeah. All right, talk to you guys soon. I'll probably pull this back out during the cooling phase. Have a good one. All right, here we go. We're gonna add second to last hops addition here. Go ahead and stir that around. I like whole hops if nothing for more than just the freshness. That being said, they do soak up a lot of your water. Alright, so there we go. You can see it's some great color here on the video. Some green with the browns. You got the brew cat here, Sophia. Sophia, what do you have to say here? It's gonna be a good beer, Sophia? What do you think? Alright. She knows it's gonna be a good dunkel. That cat knows it's beer. I'll tell you what, she might have been born October 31st, but definitely a beer connoisseur. Alright. So basically we have about 15 more minutes here, and we're gonna do the last top edition of flame out, hook it up to the therminator, bring it down to temp, pitch some yeast, and we're gonna put it in the refrigerator. All right. Okay, so here we are, last step of the process, cool down so we can pitch our yeast. So right now, I already have the yeast. In the bottom we got a 5-liter starter. Pretty big 5-liter starter since we are doing a big lager. So right now we are using our Blichmann therminator. A little product promotion here. We have our wort in, water out, wort out, water in. We are going at an extremely slow pace because for some reason, I'm guessing because it's hot outside, the cold water isn't as cold as it normally is. So the best we can do with this is a 72 pitch, 72 degrees pitch. Isn't going to hurt anything, being that the lager itself, the starter, was a room temperature starter, as all lagers should be per white yeast, or correction, White Labs laboratories will say that to pitch a starter, you need to propagate as much yeast as possible. That happens at room temperature, and they recommend all yeast starters be done at room temperature. So 72 being room temperature, it's not going to hurt us to pitch this yeast at this time. But as you can see, here's the well kit. I moved it on over through the pump, out the pump, into the therminator, very slowly out the therminator, through the Blichmann thermometer. A little product placement: green exact, blue add 1, tan subtract 1. Looks like tan right now, but green subtract 1. So really it's 71 degrees. From 72 up till now, but not a big deal. And then out again. Raise it up a little bit. And then here I'm kind of filling them equally. That way I have 2 equal sized carboys. Not a big deal either way, really. I just personally, being that I pitched 5 liters of yeast, I don't want to put too much yeast to any beer. I want to try to keep the ratios even. So right now we still got quite a long ways to go. We have to keep it slow to keep that temperature down. Last time I did a lager, I recirculated through the hot liquor ton here with a giant bag of ice and cold water. That brought it down to about 40 degrees, which was nice. I should have done it again. I wasn't taking into consideration summer in a hotter groundwater, or higher temperature groundwater, so not really high. But we are looking at roughly 6.5 gallons still. So we still got plenty of ways to go, a little more time to go. That's basically the brew day. We started the day at 11. It's currently around 7 o'clock or so. 8 hours what I was predicting, so we're good there. Maybe even quicker had I used the forethought of the summer in a higher ground temperature, resulting in hotter cold water, or a higher temperature cold water. And we'd be just about done. No hiccups, can't really complain. And that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thank you very much.